All right, partner, let's go, man.
All right.
Got this.
You know what you're doing, right? Good.
Sure.
These pretty good mics.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They'll pick up everything. Got you. Roger that. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
That's
All right.
number 6, Isaiah Guzman on the return.
That's right. Welcome everybody out there in TV land. You are live from Alvarez Stadium. I am Marcos Cabrera. I'm here with my partner,
Bruce Deeney.
and we are coming to you live from Alvarez versus North Salinas High School, where North Salinas does have the ball at what looks to be about the 36-yard line. 11:49 on the clock. We are live, and here we go. Welcome to another year of Friday Night Lights with MCAETtv. And that's the snap. Runner goes right up the middle. Who we got on that?
That's
play
a quick
there?
little hitting play right up the middle with Matt Morales, who's had a couple of big games for North Salinas.
We anticipate we'll be calling Morales' number quite a bit.
I think
He's the
so
bell
tonight,
cow
yeah.
there. That game was for about 5 yards. Brings the ball up to about the North Salinas 42-yard line. Looks like with 11 minutes and 19 seconds on the clock.
Handoff, same thing to Morales. He's outside the end.
And Morales with a real nose for the ball. Nice cut there around the edge there. And gets enough for a first down. That'll take the ball to the North Salinas 48-yard line. Bruce, how you doing this evening?
Doing great. And kind of interesting to see North Salinas come out in the shotgun. They've been running a lot of single wing. So got quarterback Jack Sotelo in shotgun.
And Sotelo takes a snap. Looks like he's going to take it around to the right side. Looking for the receiver, and that looks like
a knockdown.
It was a knockdown, almost.
Knocked down by Tony Martinez.
Martinez almost had that. And we will still, that'll be a second down, ball marked down still at the 48. Bruce, both teams here, first-year coaches. We got Seraldi over on the North Salinas High School side. And talk to us a little bit about what that's like. And tell us a little bit about your own background here.
Well, I think for these guys tonight, this is their final preseason game and coming into well, you could call them new programs, but for both coaches, they're both alumni. They both played at their respective schools, and so that gives them a little inside knowledge about the student body, the chemistry, the lay of the land, so that they don't have to learn right away.
Right on. So that looked like it was a penalty there. That'll take the North Salinas ball back to about the 33-yard line.
Back to Morales, who tries to cut it outside and doesn't get much. I think he loses about a yard.
Yeah, Morales, and that'll be 3 of the first plays that North Salinas calls going to Morales there. Unfortunately, that one, not any gain on that one there. And last week, North Salinas actually called this the home field with all the shuffling going on at Rabobank. So there's a little bit of familiarity for them.
That's right. And these teams have played each other quite a bit as crosstown rivals.
Take the snap. That one goes right up the middle. And that goes for a nice
to Angel Sandoval up the middle. Nice crossing pattern. He got underneath his zone coverage there.
Yeah, he had some room to work with there, but the Eagles defense just closed on him pretty quick. That was nice closing by the defense there to not let him get too much yards after the catch there.
Still 3rd and long here. We got
3rd and long as North Salinas takes the ball to the line of scrimmage. 9:42 on the clock here in the first quarter.
That was a quick bubble to Morales on the twin side.
It looked like Morales turned his head a little, felt the defensive pressure coming in on him on that one.
Yeah.
And that'll bring up 4th down and a punt. Looks like punt team coming out for North Salinas. So that drive there stalls out. Started a little promising with the first down gain, but that penalty just
looks like
took it
we've
back.
got 1, 2.
Is that too many on the field?
Looks like too many for North Salinas.
Yeah, so that'll be a penalty, and that'll take him back another 5 yards. Mark the ball down at about right at the 40-yard line. So this will give the Eagles a little bit of extra leverage there going up the field, and we have ready to receive the kick there. Can't quite see the number on that, but
looks like Elias Marquez, a short kick. He's going to let it drop.
That's going to get inside.
That's a nice 20. North Salinas roll there.
Yeah, so that ball will be marked right at about the 13-yard line.
Touchdown by Brian Sandoval. Oop.
Alvarez will start the ball at their own 13-yard line. 9 minutes, 20 seconds to go here on the clock. We're fast and furious here, Bruce. We just threw on the live feed right as action started here. No time for us to really do any sort of introductions here, but we do know that North Salinas comes into the game 1-1. They had a big win last week over Mountain View, while Alvarez 0-2 suffered a pretty tough loss last week against their rival Alisal. So both teams looking to kind of gain some momentum for their season here.
Big win last week for North Salinas. They'd had a dry spell, 9 games up to that, and they erupted for 39 points?
Yeah, 39 points, and it was the last time that they had that kind of victory. I believe was around 2015 when they actually won a league championship. So Alvarez will line up inside the 10. It looks like about the 5-yard line.
Ben Perez back to pass.
Oh, he gets a zips one right in there on the crossing pattern. That one looked like it was going to.
Looks like he went.
Don't have him on our roster here.
Number 80. He's not on our roster either.
Number 80, not on our roster here, but that will be an incompletion nonetheless. That'll bring 2nd down and 10. Ball marked down. It looks like it's at the 7-yard line with 9 minutes and 15 seconds to go here. You're watching live Friday Night Lights from Everett Alvarez High School. Marcos Cabrera, Bruce Dini. And that's a little handoff there. Didn't get much off the ball there. That was like Rogelio Chavez trying to get around the corner there. Couldn't quite make it, and we have a penalty there. So early season football, Bruce, lots of penalties in the early going here.
Well, it's in the 3rd preseason game, hopefully you've worked out a lot of those kinks. And especially in a game like this where they know their opponents.
How critical are you this early in the season when you're getting ready for league play? How much emphasis are you putting on that during the week as far as penalties going into league play?
Oh, you're trying to clean up everything at this point.
Ball is snapped, and that's
hand off to number 1.
That'll
That's
go to Elias Marquez. Nope,
yep.
I'm sorry. We don't have number 1 on our roster.
We're going to have to get a little information from the team at halftime.
The athletic department did provide us with these rosters, we promise you, but nonetheless, that carry will go for a pretty decent gain there, about 9 yards, but that'll be short of the first down. Ball will be marked down at about the 16-yard line, so that'll lead to another punt and another yellow flag.
Got Elijah Washington back to receive for North Salinas.
Yes. 8:30 on the clock here, live from Everett Alvarez High School, as the Eagles suffer yet another penalty. That'll mark them back. Looks like the ball down at about the 11-yard line. So he is lined up in the end zone at this point. Snap, and another short punt there, and North Salinas is going to get, depending on how this bounces, they should be getting decent field position. That's going to go definitely on the Alvarez side, marked down at about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, it definitely takes that Alvarez bounce. So neither team quite able to get a drive going in their first series.
Yeah, and especially after the offensive outburst that North Salinas had last year, you think that they would be out here gunning, but so far at least nothing doing. We'll see what we get on this series. And that's the junior Sotelo.
Back in the shotgun.
And Morales.
Another hand off to Morales. He's brought down there by Chavez.
And Morales looking really strong, running really strong, even on the runs that aren't getting as much yardage, still managing to break the line of scrimmage and pound in there. You gotta like seeing that early in the game.
You know, he's got great feet. He keeps his feet. He's got super balance and good vision.
Sotelo in the shotgun again. Takes a snap, finds a nice open receiver right there.
That pop pass to
Angel Sandoval.
Sandoval right up the middle. That same play.
Yeah,
Same play again.
This one they got plenty of space and they were able to get up the field. That'll be marked down inside the 15 at about the 14-yard line with 7:33 to go here in the first quarter. And North Salinas is really aggressive. Not quite a no huddle, but they're trying to get to the line as quick as possible here. Maybe try to catch Alvarez flat-footed.
There's
Morales just right up the middle for a touchdown. 14 yards to the bank, and wow.
Did anyone touch him?
I don't think so.
I don't think we take another look at that, but I don't think anyone touched him.
Yeah,
there.
He definitely, his jersey is plenty clean after that one, and that was a 14-yard touchdown. Matt Morales. We said we'd be calling his name quite a bit, and he did not disappoint. At least here in the first quarter, that'll give the Vikings a 6-0 lead pending the after.
Guzman in with the extra point.
That's good. 7-0, 7:19 on the clock, and North Salinas getting that good field position and just going for it, huh?
Yeah, I mean they went to their strength right away. We kind of knew we'd be calling Matt Morales' name a lot tonight, and that's what we saw. That combined with that pop pass right up the middle, just certainly gets underneath the deep zone that Alvarez has right now.
Yeah, so the soft spot, at least early observation there is their middle right there for the Eagles defense. You got to figure out readjust where the linebackers are positioned there.
Yeah, and Seralde not more of a wing T guy, I think, in the past, and seen him go to the spread, open things up. Kind of nice to see first thing as we get the game rolling today.
Yeah, I mean, but when you got a weapon like Morales there, man,
give him the ball.
Yeah, it's very tempting to just let him do his thing. 7:19 to go here on the clock. North Salinas up 7-0. Friday Night Lights here with MCAETtv And we want to welcome everyone that is watching us out there on MCAETtv.org/watch live, everyone watching us on youtube.com/MCAETtv, and everyone watching us on Comcast and Charter Cable, as well as all of our affiliates out there.
We've got Guzman to kick off. Kind of an interesting lineup on the kickoff for North Salinas. Kicks it deep.
Deep kick, and Alvarez fumbles it a little bit there.
Looks like Cisneros back there trying to field that ball.
He gets that over to about the 13-yard line, looks like, with 7:13 to go here in the first quarter. So Alvarez needs to find something here right away, you would think. North Salinas, on the strength of Morales in that offense, you know that the defense is going to come out pretty aggressive here.
All right, I'd like to see that that offensive line of Alvarez right now with the great lineman Ricky Garcia, number 75. He's been really pushing people around the last couple of games.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how he can handle that defensive middle line.
And we have a whistle on the field. Looks like that's a timeout on the Alvarez side. So what do you know? What do we know about the Alvarez and their new head coach?
Well, again, alumni of the school coming back. He was on I believe he was on the staff last year. I'll have to check my notes on that, but kind of a power guy. He wants to run. They want to run the ball, if they can. Quick hitting. They've got a big offensive line.
Yeah.
So, and they've been fairly adept in running the ball last couple of games.
And the Eagles line back up on the field here. Coach wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page as they start this possession on the 13-yard line. 7:13 to go. And that's going to be a handoff.
Nice to our number one again, and we don't have his name, so I apologize for not having our number one's name here.
No, but nice smooth run right there. That'll go for about 6 yard lines. That ball will be marked down at about the 20-yard line, right at the 20-yard line, with 6:50 to go here in the first quarter. Alvarez trying to get something going here. And that's going to be handoff right on the inside there. And that's going to be enough for a first down right there, marked down at about the 25-yard line for the Eagles. So first down of the game, get some momentum for the Eagles here. And both teams really looking at trying to do some power running here, at least early in the game.
Looked like Rodrigo Chavez on that run, just powering his way, getting about 4 yards. And Perez hands that off again to number. So North Salinas in a 2-deep coverage. Right now, Alvarez in shotgun. That's a take on the quarterback, Ben Perez, for a nice gain. Looks like he picks up about 10 yards and a first down. Nice running by Perez there, as looked like a little bit of a read option. Just pulled the ball and took it himself. Nice 10-yard gain. Perez again out of the shotgun. Same thing, little read to our favorite running back right now on Alvarez at number 1. Nice gain, picks up about 6 yards on the carry. That's just a little read that Perez is making. He's probably looking at the outside tackle. Probably keying on Zazetta, number 11. Back under center.
And that's a handoff to Andre Wallace.
Andre Wallace, we know our mystery number one.
He's been pounding the ball here on this series.
Andre Wallace is
a stud.
Yeah.
We just didn't know it. So Wallace takes the ball over into Vikings territory. Ball marked down about the 48 with 4:20 to go here in the first quarter. Eagles out here hunting.
Wallace
again.
And brought down there by number 32, Christian Antonio.
Yeah, and that ball get marked down at about the 43-yard line. And looks like coaches figured something out here. Finding the Viking soft spot at least and just pounding it with Wallace.
Right, that inside line behind their big guy Ricky Garcia starting to work now. Garcia at center. Opening the hole, he drops the ball. Let's see where this winds up.
Massive bodies, and it looks like a North Salinas defender. That's going to be North Salinas ball.
North Salinas.
And that looked like it was Xavier Barragan, captain for the team, linebacker senior for the Vikings. Barragan.
Well, that'll kill a drive.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Went to the well one too many times. Even though that wasn't Wallace on the carry, Barragan put his nose in there. What did you see on that play, Bruce?
Just got a little high. They stood him up. It looked like somebody got a hand on the ball and just stripped it out.
Now we will go.
So we've got Morales again up the right side.
And his first carry on this series. That'll get him a first down. That'll get marked down at about the 48-yard line here into Alvarez territory with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. North Salinas recovers a fumble, and here
going
goes
to
Morales.
The no huddle again, and
look at that. Morales
straight handoff
on his shoulder right there and just drives right through an Eagles defender. Gets the ball down to about the 33-yard line, 34-yard line, and they're cooking right now.
Going no huddle in the spread right here. They've got Morales as the lone back.
Sotelo takes the snap.
Sotelo, that's a designed run. He's just going to see what he can get out there.
Yeah, and that'll go for even about 2 yards. And you know, even a little design run when you're running that fast-paced offense there, even 2 yards and something like that is something pretty good there, Bruce.
Sure, yeah. You know, coming up and especially right after a big play, that big run, you come up and go no huddle. You've got the defense on their heels at that point a little bit.
Absolutely. Sotelo with the ball down near the 30. 2 minutes, 42 seconds to go here on the clock. And that's a nice inside slant. That'll go to Rogelio Chavez. That ball getting marked right near the 20-yard line. Just a nice clean slant right there, Bruce.
Yeah, they're getting open right over the middle. That first time they've gone to that left side, but I like that quick release.
Quick
release.
And he had room to run there.
So we've got Zazetta in at running back now. Looks like somebody moved.
And we got a whistle on the field now.
Yeah. Encroachment on the defense.
And so a bit of confusion there on the Alvarez side. Jumping off sides. And North Salinas, they're just pouncing around. When you got an opponent on their heels like this, Bruce, what do you do?
I just keep pressing at this point. I mean, everything they're doing, that quick pass is working. And there's that inside handoff again. He cuts it outside. That's Zazuda on the handoff. And
Zazuda gets the ball down inside the 15 to about the 14. We're under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Friday Night Lights. I'm Marcos Cabrera here And we are watching North Salinas kind of put a kind of surgically slice and dice here at the Alvarez defense. Another
handoff right up the middle
to Zazueta.
And that's kind of a free down, and they're able to pick up a first down. That second and about 3.5 on that, and so teams love that down because it gives them a lot of creativity.
Yeah.
Especially in the red zone.
And so now,
we've got Morales back in.
Morales in. You got to be thinking right up the middle, huh?
Yeah, that read, if it's working.
1 minute and 22 seconds to go.
Got a little motion there. Yeah, same thing. Read up the middle.
And there goes Morales. And even when he got met at the point of attack there, and he still managed to get a couple of yards there. So
yeah, brought down by number 10 Chavez, and Chavez basically on that tackle.
Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. North Salinas, they can smell the end zone right now. Ball marked down at about the 6-yard line.
You got two backs. You got the I formation now.
And they're going to go just over the left side.
Yeah.
Morales running hard, pounding into the defenders, but there is a yellow flag and that holding. We haven't seen they managed to go a good portion of the first quarter here without any penalties.
First penalty on that we've seen on North Salinas, but that'll bring him back.
That'll bring him back about 10 yards. That ball will get marked down somewhere near the 15, 16-yard line with second and long now for the Vikings. So makes you pull your hair a little bit there, right, Bruce?
Yeah, a little bit. It'll be kind of interesting to see what Serralde goes to at this point. Maybe something we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. We know that looks like Alvarez is hardening up a little bit up the middle there.
We got those trips out to the wide side there.
Sotelo looks to his right and goes it right up the middle.
We got a flag on that.
That was another little pass from the backfield, but another flag. And that'll be another holding call. And now we're getting in danger of getting out of field goal position here for the Vikings. 17 seconds to go here in the first quarter. North Salinas up 7-0. Had the ball as close as the 6-yard line, but now after back-to-back penalties here, that ball gets marked almost near the 30-yard line. That'll go just inside the 40 now. We're going to be at the 31-yard line with 17 seconds to go here.
Well, that qualifies as second and long here.
Second and long as the clocks tick off on that first quarter. Sotelo just with a little pitch over to Morales. And that's just something to see what you can make. See if you can make something out of nothing, right? And that'll wind down the clock. We will reach the end of the first quarter. North Salinas is up 7-0. Friday Night Lights live from Alvarez High School. And we will take a moment here to take a little break. All we're doing is for when this gets cut up for KION, this will be a natural time for them. Well, we can get back on the handles here. We can do a little more talking. So, all right, Bruce. So North Salinas, after the turnover there, looked like they were getting right into the Eagles' defense, but back-to-back penalties.
Yeah, at this point, both teams need to clean it up a little bit. Alvarez has had a hard time moving the ball. Couple offsides, encroachment, and North Salinas, while they're executing pretty well on their plays, just that discipline, and especially in this drive of two important penalties. Now they've got third down.
with third and long like this, you got to wonder if they're going to be able to make anything happen, even with their bell cow there working the ball.
Well, and you think as you know, Ciraldi's got to be thinking that you've got there's no first down here, so you got a couple shots at the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting. You can get kind of creative, and if he's got anything special up his sleeve, this is a good time to pull it out.
Bruce, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background here as both teams get back to the line of scrimmage, and tell us a little about your history in the game.
Well, as a coach, I was last 10 years coaching both the MTAL at Robert Louis Stevenson and Monte Vista Christian, and then played back in the dark ages. I think I might have played against Ciraldi's dad in 1976.
All right. Sotelo takes the snap from the shotgun, running over to the left-hand side, and he's going to try to get around the corner, but he will get dragged down by the Eagles defender there. And
we don't have a name on him, but number 80. We'll get that for you again.
That'll bring up fourth down with the ball marked down right around the 22-yard line. 11:30 to go here in the second quarter. And looks like North Salinas will line up and try to get the field goal. That's going to be about about a 48-yard
So, and that's Brandon Guzman in to kick, and you've got Sotelo on the hold.
I'm sorry, 38-yard kick coming up.
I got it down, and that's long enough, but it just misses.
It was lined up,
but
just short, short by about 10 feet maybe.
Yeah.
And so that'll give the Eagles the ball right about the 30, 20, right about near the 30-yard line, somewhere about the 28-yard line, looks like. 11:10 to go here in the second quarter. And Bruce, with all the new alignments and everything, the new leagues this year, it's kind of confusing trying to keep up with it to a certain respect.
Well, it's as you get ready for the next play, you've got Perez back under center.
That was big Jose Lamelli. With his, I don't know if that was his first carry of the game.
He's a power runner.
But that's a big boy.
He knew where he was going. No, but the alignment, I think, is good for the game at this point. We saw over the last couple of years some pretty big disparities in league play, and really lopsided scores, and that's not fun for anybody. The team on the winning side doesn't get any better, and the team on the losing side it's dispiriting. So I think with the new divisions, it'll make for much more competitive football. That's the
ball is snapped. It's a handoff right up the middle.
That's Lamelli again.
Lamelli for about 3 yards, powering his way up the field. And for all of the fits and starts for Alvarez here in the early going, they're only down 7-0.
Right.
So they gotta have at least some sense of hope, and play with a little pride right now. Maybe get right back in this game.
They've come out with a little pop in their step.
And that was an attempt at a little wide receiver screen, but just a little too hot coming out of the hands of Perez there. And that'll be a third down and with about 6 to go. 10:25 on the clock. We are live. Friday Night Lights here. Everett Alvarez versus North Salinas High School. Vikings up 7-0 here with the Eagles trying to get back into this ball game.
Trying to get something going here on third down. He loses the ball. And looks like Wallace picks it up and for no gain.
And that'll lead to another punt here for the Eagles. They'll be kicking off from about the 36-yard line now. 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
So we've got Elijah Washington back for North Salinas. He had a big game. First game of the season, he returned one for 78 yards for a touchdown.
Wow. Yeah. So we'll see if he gets a shot. And the Alvarez side, very spirited tonight. I just love all the spirit. That's the thing about covering covering Friday night football games. You just gotta love the spirit.
Oh, that's way over his head. So yeah.
And North
Back
Salinas
trying to dance around a little bit as best he
the
could.
Ball inside the 5-yard line.
So
that ball will be marked down at the 4-yard line with 9 minutes and 29 seconds to go here.
So this is a great opportunity for North Salinas.
And you got to think Morales' number is going to get
they're going to looks like they're going to call number 4.
At least a couple of times here.
Yeah, and
for
they're
this
in that
series.
they're
and they got a spread going here.
They got twins on both sides, but that's inside handoff, and Morales again right up the middle.
And Morales picks up maybe half a yard on that. So Alvarez not fooled one bit.
No.
And I think the whole stadium knew what was coming from that one. Ball marked down just short of the 4-yard line here. Going again with that spread.
Again, right behind.
And he gets a little more
number,
space in there.
Right behind number 57, Nova, Angel Nova, makes a great block as that pulling guard in front of Morales. Opened it up a little bit.
Marked down at about the 2-yard line with 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go here. And now they're just going to line up in a true.
It's a pro I formation.
Pro I for me, yeah. I was saying just a true I, but
Morales tries to pop it outside and
nothing going there. So the Eagles kind of digging their heels in there, and they make the stop. We'll see if North Salinas.
That looks like they're going for it right now.
Yeah, I don't see anyone coming out from the sidelines right now. So
interesting, 3 straight run plays, even with Morales, but
no, I mean. Lined up in the spread like that. I mean, you would think they would do some true power.
Yeah, on it, or maybe a little bubble or something out of that. They had that trips to the left side there, but we'll see.
Sotelo in the shotgun takes it back. Now he's going to go
pass play. It's like,
and that will be a touchdown. That was a
great
pass
play.
In the flat there to Brian Sandoval, senior, and some nice trickery there by Seraldi.
Yeah, that was a nice play. It was a nice back shoulder fade to the corner, and that that's something they work out. He rolled to the left, and
Seraldi throwing against his body there,
and that looked like Declan Ulrich on that reception in the corner there, number 3, I think.
Okay, and
a little.
And they were trying to do a little trick play, but moved a little too quick. There, and the referees caught them. I didn't mean Seraldi. I meant Sotelo with the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
I don't know if if they can get us a replay on that, but Sotelo throwing gets his body there. That was a really nice pass there, going to his left side. And now the Vikings will line up for a true extra point. As the snap is
and that's
taken.
Guzman, and he left some room there. He had plenty of room on that one. Guzman perfect on that kick.
And so North Salinas takes, at this point, you got to call it a commanding 14-0 lead, just given all the sputtering that the Eagles' offense has shown here. 14-0 with 7:47 to go here in the second quarter. Friday Night Lights. We are live and direct from Alvarez High School here in Salinas, California. Marcus Cabrera here.
And Bruce Deeney. Happy to be here on Friday Night Lights.
So what do you think so far, Bruce? This is your first time going for it on TV broadcast. Tell us a little bit about your past history in media.
Well, not much, to be perfectly honest. I'm a little bit more comfortable on the sideline, but having fun here tonight.
They put a coach who's studied radio broadcasting in college with a print reporter.
That's a recipe
TV broadcast.
That's a recipe for disaster.
It's a recipe for something, man.
Well, we're having fun here tonight.
Absolutely, and every Friday night, and we will be broadcasting live for the next 8 weeks after this. We have 9 total games that we will bring to you. Next week we'll be at Alisal High School, Bruce. So that'll be an interesting matchup next week.
Looking forward to that one as well. Now they're a little bit more spread out on this kickoff as Guzman gets it. That's short. That's 21 by Harvey there. And he's brought down pretty.
He was down, lost the handle on the ball, but
pretty hard by Sandoval. Hit him pretty good there.
I do believe that should still remain Eagles ball. That'll be marked down at about the 31-yard line here. 7:44 to go on the clock. The Vikings up 14-0. And if they can get a shutdown right here, Coach Giraldi is going to feel really confident, and everyone on the sidelines there is going to be feeling really confident.
And they've got their
going to be a handoff.
Big back in again. That's
Lamelli right there.
Yeah, it is.
Going over the left side, and for a beefy guy like that, man, I kind of like his running style there.
He's a powerful runner when he gets going,
and he has a pretty nice stride too. He has some pretty big strides there. That ball getting marked at close to a 6-yard gain, marked down near the 38-yard line.
Packed in pretty tight. Not big spreads for the Alvarez line there, but that's just power running with Lamelli again.
And you had Wallace there, who was kind of the glider there. It's an interesting change of pace with Lamelli, who is a power runner, but he's a little bit graceful. I gotta admit, he's a little graceful with his carries there. Ball get marked down near the 42-yard line. Third down and about 1 yard to go. And that is a whistle on the field. That's going to be a timeout again. Second timeout for the Eagles. Their coach.
Just not. It's a communication thing right now. We've got a lot of juniors on this team, but it's interesting because when Giraldi was here as a freshman coach 2 years ago, he was a freshman coach at Alvarez and was at Palma last year under Carnazzo, helping with the freshman program there. So he actually coached these juniors 2 years ago.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So
they got coached back, and now, and it can't hurt to get a little.
This program on MCAETtv is brought to you in part by the good folks from General Services at the Monterey County Office of Education, with leadership, support, and service to prepare all students for success.
And Wallace in the backfield for this one.
Only one wide receiver there, and he tried to cut outside. And that's number...
actually, that was Marquez.
Marquez on the carry, gets outside in a hurry.
And that gets across into Vikings territory. Ball marked down at the 40-yard line with 6 minutes and 29 seconds to go. So my apologies. I called, that was actually Elias Marquez with the carry. And so Alvarez using all of their assets in the run game.
And that was a very nice block on that last play by number 40 on Alvarez. He sealed that edge. He's going again.
And there goes Lamelli.
Lamelli trying to...
his way.
Still in bounds.
He got a gang of defenders on his back and takes him down with him. Lamelli brings that ball over inside the 30. That's going to get marked down near the 26. And the Eagles sideline kind of going crazy on that one.
Brought down there by Morales, who's playing both ways now. And, in the secondary, came up from his free safety spot and made that, assured that tackle.
He was outweighed by about a good 40 pounds.
I know. Well, he and Sanchez took all of everything. Each one of them have a little reverse here on the inside reverse.
And that one is to Elijah Alvarez, but there is a flag on the field. That'll probably be some kind of a holding penalty, as Alvarez was he had some room to run there.
Yeah.
But that'll be a holding against the Eagles. That'll come back to somewhere near the 40-yard line.
And that's a timing play. That's going to just take practice. I like the play.
Yes. That was a good time to call it too, right there.
A nice inside reverse.
And there's the official holding call there. Ball get marked at the 38-yard line. 6 minutes and 3 seconds to go here in the second quarter. As Perez lines up.
Now that's a sweep.
And that's going to go.
Oh, and that's Morales coming up hard on that hit.
And there's a flag. That's looking like when it comes after the tackle right there, that's got to be some sort of unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, face mask or something in there. It happened right in front of us, but I couldn't tell what that was.
And Marquez got the ball close to the original line of scrimmage. That'll go against the Vikings.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a pretty big penalty for the Vikings. That's going to take him inside close to the 15.
Well, Alvarez has put together a good drive. Getting a little help here from North Salinas.
Ball gets marked down at the 20 with 5 minutes and 48 seconds to go. Perez
looks good. We haven't seen him throw the ball too much, but have we seen him?
I haven't
throw the ball downfield.
No, any pass play just yet. And now they're marking the ball like I thought they would be near the 15-yard line.
Right.
Because that was a 15-yard penalty. So, and now Perez will go under center. 5:48 to go here on the clock. Eagles knocking on the door for the first time all game. And here comes the handoff. There's Wallace going to the left side. Ball inside the 10. That'll get marked down near the 8-yard line.
That wing T formation.
Wallace had room.
Grinding it out. Just grinding it out.
And you gotta feel like there's some energy, some signs of life, some real signs of life for the first time in that Eagles huddle and on their sideline.
Right, they've got North Salinas on their heels a little bit right now.
Ball marked down at the 9-yard line, 5 minutes and 43 seconds to go. Perez hands it off to Marquez. Marquez gets it around the right corner. And that's called for a touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
9 yards. Elias Marquez.
Looked great there on that run.
That puts Alvarez within reach, within a touchdown almost, pending the point after here.
And that's just great blocking again by their big man Ricky Garcia. They're right up the middle.
Yeah, and Garcia just looking like he's finally working against the Vikings here. And that'll be Brian Armenta trying to get the kick, and the snap goes high.
Oh.
And that's just a busted play there.
Oh, and it looks like
and that was
Chavez does his best to make something out of it.
But couldn't get around that corner there. But that snap just wound up being way too high, and I don't think that was intentional.
No.
I think they meant to line up for a true field goal. But nonetheless, Alvarez still within a touchdown. If they can get a two-point conversion. 14-6 with 5:37 to go here in the second quarter. Friday Night Lights. Marcos Cabrera, Bruce Deeney. We're in the building here at Everett Alvarez High School. And you got to think that Alvarez now, at least they know that they can play with these guys.
Yeah, it was an impressive drive. I think they've got some size advantage up here on the line. I don't know if we get another look at that.
Got another look at that run there by Marquez. And you mentioned Garcia kind of throwing his weight around there. So, you know, the Alvarez line does have some size on there.
Yeah, they do. So we've got Armenta kick off again, and we'll see if they can get this deep. And boy, it sure is exciting to see Elijah Washington with the ball. So Elijah Washington back deep for North Salinas. North Salinas with a small squad tonight. Looks like they've got.
And that was a line drive. over near the 20-yard line.
Picked up by Guzman. That's
He takes
that's
it
Josiah Guzman, number 9.
near the 30-yard line. 5 minutes and 28 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Not too bad of a night here tonight. A little bit of fog rolling in, but yeah, not bad conditions here for football.
No, it's a typical fall night in Salinas Valley.
Yeah.
No
can't
better
complain.
place to be than out at the football game, and a nice crowd too.
Yeah, both sides.
Yeah.
Both sides.
That's
And that's going to be a handoff, and Morales going back to work here. That's going to be about a 3-yard gain. Morales kind of running a little straight up on that one.
yeah, and that's
That'll get
that
marked down near
inside linebacking core on for Alvarez.
That'll get marked down near the 32 with 5 minutes. We're hitting the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter.
Got that spread, but the
And what are
the Whitehead doesn't like that tonight for some reason. On the officiating crew tonight, we've got
And that was actually too many players on the field for Alvarez. So that'll get about 5 yards. That'll get marked down near the 32-yard line.
got George Palmer, who's our white hat tonight, who's the umpire. Referee Sean Latham, Rudy Dominguez, Robert Vieira.
Sotelo gets the snap, hands it
Oh.
up, pitches it over to Morales. And he has a corner
that
there, but there is a flag down.
Nice little straight arm.
Little straight arm. I couldn't tell if he actually got any of the face mask there or if that was going to be a holding, but nonetheless, that's probably going to be against the Vikings.
Holding,
That'll
yeah.
be a holding.
Yeah.
That'll bring the ball back to about the 28-yard line, 27-yard line for the Vikings. So Morales, he had a nice little run there, but just that
He
sloppy
did.
play.
When you get those wide receivers out there blocking, in that case, you just got to keep your hands inside. When when the refs see the hands get outside the shoulder pads, that's when they're going to throw that flag.
Especially early in the season.
Oh
right?
yeah, for sure.
Sotelo takes the shotgun snap, has
man.
some pressure, runs around to his left side,
Boy,
looking
that's
for something, but he's gonna get
AJ
sacked.
Fuentes on great pursuit there.
And that just broke down on him quick. He didn't
Fuentes
even
just
have a
had
second.
Sotelo's number on that.
He didn't even have a moment to move around there in the pocket. Great pressure by the Eagles there. That ball now will get marked down near the 23-yard line. 3rd and long for the Vikings with 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go. Sotelo and shotgun.
So that's that little inside screen there.
And that'll get
Gets back to the line, or
a little past the original line of
Yeah.
scrimmage, maybe about 9 yards. So that would have been a decent gain if it wasn't a 3rd and long right there.
yeah.
Instead, we're going to get 4th and about 8, and the Vikings will be forced to punt. So Alvarez coming through on defense there with the pressure.
Yeah, their linebacking core really steps it up a notch there and puts some pressure on. And North Salinas not able to get too much done.
And the Alvarez linebackers really flexing some of their athleticism, especially on that sack, chasing down Sotelo like that. As we get ready for the punt.
So we've got Lopez back deep, but that ball's going out of bounds.
That ball get marked near the 35-yard line for Alvarez. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go here in the first half. And Alvarez looking to take one more shot at trying to get close to maybe not tying the game outright, but just staying in the game and maybe heading into the locker room at halftime with some momentum here.
Yeah, they've got a long way to go, especially in 3.5 minutes, especially if they're going to keep the ball on the ground. But, that's their forte. It's their bread and butter. And
at least for the first down in this series, we're going to see Wallace and Lamelli in the backfield there. with Perez quarterbacking. Perez in a
North Salinas and one high, and boy,
and Wallace
it's almost stopped
shakes
there.
a defender there, puts his shoulder down against another,
down
and gets
by,
the ball down.
Deacon Ulrich.
That is going to be about 12 yards on that game. That ball getting marked down at about the 47-yard line. First down for the Eagles. And but we do have Wallace walking a little tenderly to the sideline here. So you don't want to see one of their aces there get hurt.
Boy, Ben Perez had him in his sights and just couldn't finish the deal.
So Perez goes under center. This time he's going to hand it off to Big Lomelli.
Lomelli there.
Pound his way. That's going to be another Eagles first down
really
there.
Puts his shoulder down and got that first down. He earned every inch of it. So that
they're really liking that left side, but there is a flag on the field. There is a flag on the field and coming from the backfield. Judge,
not so sure that's going to move those chains though. If they'll give it to him, it doesn't look like they're going to. It's very close. Very close. No, it's coming back.
No, it's coming back. That's going to get marked down inside the 40. That's going to be at the 42. So the Vikings back in their territory there after a really nice game.
Split back formation here. And that's that inside reverse
and
again.
That was a double. That was a reverse.
And
that's going
to Elijah Alvarez.
And you gotta like the creativity here, man. And that's a big risk when you're trying to get back into the game. So Alvarez not afraid to pull the trigger on and gamble.
Cambreros on a nice stop there for North Salinas too.
And this is another handoff to Marquez. He's going to go around the right side there, and he is going to get close to a first down.
Yeah.
Maybe a yard and a half shy there. Ball get marked at the 45-yard line. So
and they're playing
about 2 yards shy, third and down.
And Alvarez not taking their time necessarily here.
Yeah, they're going to go almost a no huddle there. Perez under center. Fakes the handoff, looking for some space in the pocket. Now he has a wide open receiver. And that's going over to 80, who is not on our roster at the moment. But that'll be a first down. And haven't seen Perez throw the ball up until this point, really.
He was pushed out of bounds by Jimmy Manzo there, number 52.
So the Eagles will get the ball into Viking territory, marked down at the 36-yard line with 2 minutes and 17 to go here. And that's a handoff.
Slow developing play, but he rounds that corner. It's pretty close to a first down there. Brought down by Cambreros there.
And Alvarez is getting a lot of success around that left edge there. They're sealing it off really well. I've seen at least 3 times in this series where they've resulted in close to a first down each game.
A lot of these tacklers are coming from the North Salinas secondary, so they're able to get outside pretty well right now.
And the Eagles keep the ball moving with the ball at about the 21-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go.
It's a little inside pitch, and that looks like North Salinas might have come up with it.
And we're waiting on the call, but it looks like the Eagles.
That'll probably be an incomplete pass.
Yeah. And that was a really dangerous play. I honestly, it looked like he got the ball behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know how they didn't call that a fumble. Perez back to the line of scrimmage under center. And he's going to hand it off to Lomelli. Going back to that left side. And the Vikings are there to meet them.
He brought down by about 8 of the North Salinas players there.
And he pinballed and spun his way around.
Yeah.
But couldn't get much going on that one. And the Eagles now have third and long here with the ball marked down at about the 26-yard line. Minute 30 to go.
I tell you, you love to see that team tackling. Guys really flying to the ball and trying to get as many hats on the ball as they possibly can. So
Perez has an open receiver in the right corner, but he can't get to him. Still trying to stay up, and
and
he
that's
throws
picked
the
off.
pick.
So that's Elijah Washington going up the sideline. There's a flag down. Elijah Washington
still
across
going.
the 50-yard line. I'll
And
tell
there
you,
are multiple flags on the field there.
that was Christian Antonio, just who would not let would not let Perez go.
Wow.
He had him by the leg, and Perez, rather than just going to the ground, threw that ball right in the hands of Washington.
Yeah, and Perez tried valiantly to stay vertical on that one and found a receiver. He did have an open receiver there, as we see the replay here. He missed his intended receiver by about 5 yards there, and then you see Washington just showing off the burners there, man, and a nice move there, nice cut on the inside to get the ball past the 50. But we're waiting for
And
some,
that and
we're waiting for some
yeah,
calls here on the field.
and
And we're gonna see. There was definitely a couple of personal fouls.
There was.
on the North Salinas side, and so North High they'll still get the ball, but it's going to be marked down close to the 10-yard line here.
yeah, there was. That's frustration. There's no room for that, but the kids are frustrated. And
Yeah. And so the it'll be Viking ball at about the 17-yard line. And Washington just, despite the penalties and everything, Washington made a really nice grab.
he
there.
made a nice grab and a nice run. He's been impressive tonight.
North Salinas with 1 minute and 9 seconds to go, and it's a handoff to Morales, and he gets met in the backfield.
Brought down by our good friend number 40, who we promised we'd get a number for him.
Yeah, so if anyone knows the folks at Alvarez, if they can give us updated rosters with all of the names, that would be wonderful for next game.
That's that pop pass right over the middle, and
found
tell you, Sandoval almost brought that down.
Found Sandoval right there. Just couldn't hold it. Just couldn't hold on to it. As we got 42 seconds to go, 3rd down and 14 for the Vikings. We are approaching halftime here, and as we see, look at that punishing hit right there in the backfield by Alvarez. And Sotelo taking the shotgun snap, and we have a flag.
Another penalty. Looks like a holding call, and he
found senior Zach Newman,
who stayed in bounds, but they're going to bring that one back too.
So as we get closer and closer to the halftime, we're realizing that both teams, coach is going to have to address cleaning up those penalties.
Yeah, on both sides of the ball.
35 seconds to go here in the second half. North Salinas holding up a 14-6 lead over the home team, Everett Alvarez Eagles, as the penalty will bring the ball back to about the 24-yard line for the Vikings.
So that's declined, so it's going to be
so that's going to bring us to fourth
down, right? Yeah.
And so the Eagles opting to decline the penalty, and they'll go ahead and try to make something happen. And we have another flag.
And that's a
these guys
sideline warning. That's just a sideline warning right now.
Oh boy. These guys don't want to go to the locker room, apparently. And
he doesn't like something here.
Yeah.
It's
and who is that?
That's Sean Latham's going to have a little conversation with Coach Gonzalez there.
And so referee has his say. Gonzalez.
As a new coach, you gotta get your get back coach. One coach is all he does is just say get back, and see, and you got to get those players behind their line. Got a coach's line and a player's line. So it's a very important job, a get-back coach.
And that'll get down inside the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
Down at about
Beck,
32.
Beck just lets that go out of bounds. And so
27 seconds to go here in the first half. And the Eagles.
What do you think, Marcos? You think they take a shot here?
You know, it's tough to say because they haven't had, they're 50-50 there in the passing game.
Yeah.
Even if you hand it off to Lamelli or something, he's only going to chug for about 15 yards, 20 yards at most.
Well, I tell you, the secondary for it hasn't really been tested, but they are quick.
Yes. And you got Washington back there kind of playing center field.
You got Washington, you got Morales back there, and you've also got Corey Beck back there. So they're packing in pretty tight here. And
that's just going to be kind of a safe handoff over to Wallace.
Wallace
side.
Probably just
the ball squirts out.
That was down.
That was down.
So that clock will just probably run out.
Yeah.
I think at this point.
If I'm Coach Gonzalez, I'm calling my players in. Let's hit the locker room and let's regroup here as the clock winds down for the first half.
Well, with that fumble, it could have gone badly, but in some ways, with all the mistakes, it seems like Alvarez is pretty lucky that this score is only 14-6 heading into the locker room.
14-6 at halftime, live from Everett Alvarez High School. I am Marcos Cabrera.
And I'm Bruce Deeney.
And we are giving you Friday Night Lights for MCAETtv, and we are happy to be hosting you all. And we're going to take a little quick break so that way we can regroup, and we'll come right back with some more talk about what's going on around the league and around the 831 football scene here. We'll be right back. Just a moment again, so that way when they cut this, they can.
So have you seen any scores?
I'm about to look up John Devine's Twitter. He usually has a lot of scores.
My wife sent me pulled up the Max
All right, as we are looking around at the rest of the 831 football scene here, and we are using our good friend, my good friend, John Devine, sports columnist, 17-time newspaper journalism award winner for the Monterey County Herald. You can follow him along on Twitter at John J. Devine, the 831 Monterey County's #1 prep sports reporter. So we're going to look at some of the scores that he's reporting at the moment right now. King City down 21-7 against Carmel. So that's happening out in Carmel. King City down 21-7. And Monterey is up 20-0 after a Tim Bird touchdown run against Sobrato. So Monterey up 20-0 against Sobrato. Palma's lead was cut to 10-7 against Menlo Atherton. So Palma with a 10-7 lead over Menlo Atherton. That score was reported just a bit ago. And then Seaside kind of getting the beat down against Bishop O'Dowd. They're down 28-0. Seaside losing to Bishop O'Dowd 28-0. And we got Salinas in hosting one of the bigger names here in the state against Clovis. They are down 26-3. So the Cowboys program just kind of getting a hurting against one of the elite programs in California. And then in a rivalry game, last reported just a bit ago, Gonzales, which is kind of emerging out there in South County and looking to do some big things. They're up 20-0 over their South County rivals, Soledad. And of course here at Alvarez High School, we have the North Salinas Vikings up 14-6. So, and then we also have Greenfield is losing, last reported they're down 19-0 against Mission Prep. So Mission Prep leading Greenfield 0. So those are the latest reports from John Devine. You can follow him on Twitter at John J. Devine, and he is the man to go to for all of your sports updates. We are again going to take a small break here. Thank you very much for joining us. Friday Night Lights. We are live from Everett Alvarez High School, and we will be back in just a moment.
Figure this out.
I'm Marcos Cabrera at McCate. We're developing journalists to bring you the facts and keep you informed.
Here at MCAETtv, we are helping young professionals carve out their career paths.
We are working side by side with students, performing real-world marketing, sales, design, and so much more.
Here at MCAETtv, as students, we are being guided in the production of relevant content delivered especially for you.
We're being trained as journalists to bring you the facts and to keep you informed.
At MCAETtv, we are being assisted as young professionals to carve out our career paths.
Professionals work with us every day, teaching us game design and animation.
MCAETtv is growing and expanding. We need more quality content from local students. For more information about MCAETtv and how your school can be a part of the Mission Trails Digital Media Network, contact Hamish Tyler at 784-4192 or email htyler@montereycoe.org.
We are your future.
Arts, media, and entertainment professionals.
We are MCAETtv!
Want some orange?
No, thanks. I'm good. Just get cool.
Oh, yeah.
I got those.
Yeah, warm shoes.
Well, it's funny because I've got everything to keep warm that says Stevenson or Vista on it.
This program on MCAETtv is brought to you in part by the good folks from General Services at the Monterey County Office of Education, with leadership, support, and service to prepare all students for success.
So, Carmel killing him?
What's that?
Carmel killing it?
What did I get on that screen?
What's his
Yeah, they were 21-7. They were up.
Go back and watch it later?
Yes, you can. I don't have any of those right now on me, but you can take a picture, yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Once again, give props to both bands here under the direction for the Everett Alvarez High School band is Josh Mack. And once again, Everett Alvarez would like to welcome the Salinas High School band under the direction of Brian Burke.
Having a roster is so cool. And I think next time I saw this, like a real call sheet where you can put like offense versus defense and you have a depth chart, and that's such a great thing to have. The coach to send it to you, like, hey, you got these starters, and then it looks something like it's just a grid. So you've got like every position, safety. You've got 3 back, 4, and so you have like 2 deep at every position, and then you've got the offensive line on the other side. So you've always got to match up.
Are you looking for the player?
Yes.
So 80 is Corey Beck.
Okay, good.
Corey.
Yeah, we got the.
I don't have 40. Okay. I asked Clovis. He doesn't have a roster on him right now. But if he texts me, I'll let you guys know.
Joan Gomez, I think we got.
Okay, cool.
Joan Gomez.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Everett Alvarez has got a tough season this year. Great. North Salinas is theoretically the lower league.
All right, we are back, Bruce.
Good to be back. Well, I'd like to just give a shout out to my wife who looked up the rosters on Max Preps and sent them to me. And fortunately, when I was coaching, I would have my phone turned off, so I couldn't I couldn't get the shopping list.
Yeah, that's a good move.
But we got some clarification on the numbers. Number 8 for Alvarez is Braden Lopez, and we've called his number a couple times. So 8 is Braden Lopez. Number 80 is Corey Beck, and we've also called Corey's number a couple of times. Number 40 is Joan Gomez. As Alvarez takes the field, it just occurred to me these are really two teams that are struggling to find an identity.
Right.
Alvarez was, I think, 2-11 in the Gavilan division for the last couple of years, and so they've really got to find who are they going to be? How are they going to compete at the highest level in Monterey County?
Right.
And North Salinas, after coming off a 1-9 season last year, is really looking for that spark, and that great game they had last week. It could have a lot of momentum. You throw a shutout like that early in the season, and the players really get excited because they start to see their potential. But I am totally impressed with their speed at North Salinas, and as of now, we just haven't seen Alvarez being able to take advantage of their power.
Right, and still early in the season. The league will start up really soon here, so they're gonna have to. They have one half each team to figure it out.
I will tell you, there is no easy game in the Gavilan division with Aptos, Christopher, Gilroy, Hollister, Palma, Salinas, and Seaside this year.
Yeah.
So.
Pick any one of those games, any random season, and any of those teams could be competitive and be competing for a league title.
And you know what I'll tell you is great to see in Monterey County is Monterey High School doing really well off out of the gate this year. And I think Coach Lusk over there is again, you've got a guy who went to school there, knows the community, knows the town, and can really identify with that program. And the kids are really rallying around him. I think Danny Brown did a great job over there for a couple of years, but I think under Lux they're having a lot more cohesion, at least early on.
And I think when Monterey is doing well, it's great for the whole region.
It is. It's great for football. Yeah.
Right.
To have that program, which has perennially been very strong, back in good form with good numbers, is just terrific.
Well, from my perspective, at least, another team that in green that is poised to have a good season is my guys, the Alisal Trojans, who beat the Eagles last week, and so I'm happy to see. I'm waiting for a report on how they're doing this week, but I'm happy to see that.
Good numbers over there this season?
There's good numbers this season. Coach Chaidez, I believe this is his 3rd season, and they're coming off their first ever CCS win. Hard to believe a program 50 years old had never won a CCS game, so it's great when that side, for that portion of town, when the football program is doing well.
Well, I think what's happening in this area with football is really good for the game. You've got smaller schools like Marina and Gonzales, where these schools aren't big. Even North Salinas, student population of 500 students, barely 500 students. So you figure 240 boys, I think, is what they've got to field 35 boys for a varsity football team, and good numbers in the program is pretty strong.
Yeah,
it's pretty strong. So it's created a lot more parity. It gives the smaller schools, like a Robert Louis Stevenson with the same kind of a population of 200, 250 boys.
Right.
A chance to really compete. And competitive football is good for football.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As we get ready to start off the second half here, North Salinas will be kicking off to the Eagles, and Alvarez, what have you been impressed with on the offensive side of the ball here, Bruce?
Well, with Alvarez, I sure like their size and their ability to when they do move off the ball quickly. They can really push North Salinas around. I think one thing we didn't talk about is that North Salinas with 34, 35 players suited up tonight. Fatigue might be a factor.
Right.
It's a short kickoff. That's going to be. That's.
Oh wow.
They're trying to get that kind of play out of the game. Those are kind of dangerous, but they. That's a live ball. Once that ball travels 10 yards, a North Salinas player could dive on that, and that would be a heck of a play.
Yeah, that shows kind of the athleticism.
North
Salinas, but yeah, you're right. That was very dangerous.
And you'll get a special teams coach who will see that gap in that return team, and aim for a spot like that. Carmel's been very good at their short kicks or onside kicks in the last few years too.
Right. Ball will get marked down at about the 31-yard line. Just under 12 minutes to go here in the start of the third quarter.
So we've got Lamelli back there, and he takes that handoff, goes right up the middle, met by a bunch of North Salinas players.
He ran into a wall there, man. He ran into.
Again, that's what I was talking about earlier. You just love to see those hats on the ball. Get a bunch of guys around the ball carrier.
Yeah. And so Lamelli get the ball out to about the 33-yard line. 11 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Alvarez looking to build something up here. Strong start to the second half here. With any sort of score, you got to think that Alvarez will really be feeling it. Perez under center. And he gets the snap, and that's a handoff over to the left side. Wallace there gets met by a few white helmets as well.
And North Salinas, a lot of confidence in their defensive line and linebackers, leaving one high with Elijah Washington.
Right.
Of course, he's got good speed back there, good field vision, but definitely not testing the North Salinas secondary much here today, are they?
Not what we've seen so far.
No.
Ball marked just short of the 35-yard line. Perez under center. And that's over to Lamelli. I don't think he got enough for the first down.
He might have lost that ball for a second there. I think he did.
Wound up
picked up by.
It looked like it was 62.
By number that's Alvarez. Adrian Alvarez picked that ball up.
So picking up his teammate. And the thing I like really about Alvarez so far, they've been able to flex their versatility in the backfield. 3 backs.
Yeah.
With with good potential to carry the ball, and we got to think it's going to Lamelli here on short.
Yeah, North Salinas bringing 8 in the box that time to come up and make that stop. Number 43 was the first one in there. That's Xavier Berrigan.
And that one's going to be close. They get the first down.
Oh, they did, yeah.
Looks like they got the first down there, and I don't know if that was to Marquez on the handoff. But, so that'll give them the first down. Ball will be marked down at the 41-yard line. 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Perez is back.
Going out there.
Man. That was
in and out of the hands of Washington.
By Washington, but we'll see what the call is. And it looks like Gomez might have gotten a little stinger there. But we'll see what the call is. Looked like there was a little bit of contact down the field there.
That's going to be looks like personal foul. This could be a big one.
I don't know if the truck can give us a replay on that, but nonetheless, referees huddling up at the center of the field there as we wait for a call. They're having a pretty good discussion. I don't know if
roughing
it's
the passer
the Book of the Month Club or something that they're talking about right now, but as we wait for the call here.
I don't think they've made it yet, have they?
And that was a personal foul, pass interference, and roughing the passer.
Oh, my goodness.
So we'll see. It's going to be a 15-yarder regardless. So that ball go down to the 44-yard line. And the Eagles go into Viking territory here.
I believe that's the biggest play of the day. I will tell you that short first down, that where they picked the first down with about 1.5 yards, that's a confidence builder for a team that's got to get those yards.
Absolutely.
And there's
big Lamelli again.
Yeah, Lamelli again,
just
handoff, pushing that pile forward.
And he's just such a strong runner. You just feel like every step is about 2 yards that he's gaining. So he gets a good 6 yards on that carry. Ball will be marked inside the 40, down
Christian
to the 38.
Antonio, sorry about that. Christian Antonio came up and made that stop finally, but took at least 3 of them. So
And that's going to be a handoff over to Lopez. That'll be a handoff to inside to Lopez. That'll bring up a 3rd down and about 4 yards. Ball marked down at the 37-yard line, 38-yard line.
Just not as crisp as they will be later on in the season.
Right.
They're learning a new offense basically. I think under Brad Mendez, they were throwing the ball a little bit more, and the mechanics for the quarterback are quite different when you're playing this. More of a grinding game, a misdirection, a little bit of a misdirection game.
Perez with the handoff. That was over to Lopez again. Around the right corner, not enough there though for a 1st down. And Gonzalez, I don't see a kick team going out there. And looks like they're gonna go for it again. 4th and a pretty long 2 on this one. So Perez is gonna hand it off over. That's getting hand off over to Lopez over the left side. And
Braden Lopez, and it looks like he may have got that.
Gotten it.
He got
spun around. If he would have extended his arm a little on that pull around, he might have for sure gotten it. That was going to be pretty close. They're right next to the marker. They may have a nose on it. They haven't called a 1st down just yet. If it is a 1st down, it's going to be by a nose, depending on where they spot it here. They still haven't spotted the ball quite yet. We're at an odd angle, so we can't quite tell. They're going to have to measure that one, I would think. Ball marked down close to the 34-yard line. And they're still waiting. Now they're marking the ball back.
That might have been a face mask or something on that.
I don't know. The referees haven't indicated what their decision is, but they're marking the ball back close to the 41-yard line.
That doesn't, and it's a replay.
Yeah. We are not seeing exactly what the decision is. There's been no indication. I haven't seen any indication from the referees on what the decision is. So. Nonetheless, the ball get marked down at about the 41. Referees did not. I didn't see a yellow flag. Referees didn't really indicate what the call was.
Is it a do-over?
Yeah. I don't know what you see something new. You go to the ballpark. This is usually in baseball. You go to the ballpark every day. You see something new. I guess it applies to football in this case. Nonetheless, we're seeing Lopez, and he has a wide open receiver.
Lopez is hit hard back there by number 22.
He hung in there.
Villalobos
had an open receiver out there, but just not enough air underneath the ball for that one. And that will be a turnover on downs. The Vikings will recover the ball on just an unusual turn of events. It looked like the Eagles had the first down, and then the ball somehow got called back 6 yards.
No call?
No call from the referees either. So
yeah. Well, here we go
All
again.
Right, here we go.
That's
Sotelo.
a give to Morales.
And Morales takes the ball about 4 yards for.
Well, he just falls forward and gets another couple of yards.
Yeah.
So.
It looked like he was tripped a little and used that to his advantage. Ball get marked down at about the 45-yard line. You ever seen anything like that?
Well, I'm still waiting for the call.
And Sotelo fakes a handoff to his right and goes to the left. Picks up about 3 yards on that.
Brought down
carry.
hard by Tony Martinez.
And the Eagles managed to stop him short of a first down. That'll be third down and about 2. Ball marked at the 49-yard line. Friday Night Lights here at Everett Alvarez High School. North Salinas versus the Alvarez Eagles. 8 minutes and 17 seconds to go on the clock here.
You know, Sotelo been pretty efficient. He's handled the ball really well for North Salinas tonight. A little mix, I say that.
And just as you say that,
my goodness,
he mixes up the call on the fake and on the play action. Hey,
that's a jinx.
We tried, man.
We apologize to the Sotelos for that.
We were really trying to prop you up there, man. I promise. So that'll lead to a fourth down.
Just a little miscommunication back there.
Yeah, and game 3 of the season, they're still trying to get their sea legs under them, just like us. We're still trying to figure things out here for Friday Night Lights at Alvarez High School. And the Vikings will kick off the punt here.
That's another.
That is a floater.
Testy snap, but he gets that off, and he called for a fair catch by Alvarez back there. And
that ball will get down at about the 30, just inside the 30-yard line here. Or just outside the 30-yard line, I should say.
Well, that might go down as North Salinas' shortest drive of the night.
And that was just an interesting series there, back-to-back series there. With, neither team really gaining any momentum, so it feels like we're still back at the beginning of the quarter. Ball is marked at close to the 30-yard line. Alvarez line up.
Got Wallace in the backfield now.
Perez gets the snap, and he hands it off to Wallace
outside.
to the left side, to the right side. And Wallace for a tremendous gain there, about 13, 14 yards.
Nice block there by number 63. I don't know if we can see that again, but
he really sprung Wallace loose on that.
Killian Grimm really led that play with a great block and allowed him to get around the outside.
Grimm, senior and one of the team captains.
Yeah.
Alvarez lines up at the 44
Same thing other side.
line.
Grimm doesn't quite get the edge on that one, but
Wallace going to the left, not having the same success. That ball was a gain of about half a foot, if that. And this will be second down and long for the Eagles.
I'll tell you what, in high school, having a lineman that can block downfield is a great asset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're worth their weight in gold. Huh?
Absolutely.
Second down and long. Ball marked at about the 44-yard line with 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Perez gets a snap and he hands it off.
God, he's trouble holding on to that ball there at the end there.
And that was
brought down
Marquez there with the handoff, not getting much, maybe 2 yards on that. That'll
Jimmy
bring
Manzo doing work on the on that tackle.
And that'll bring third down and about 8 for the Eagles. Neither team really getting any advantage here midway through the third quarter. We are at the exactly at the 6 minute mark here as Perez stands in the shotgun. And looks like he's, I was just about to say, looks like he just isn't on the same page with his receivers. So they're going to call a timeout. Coach Gonzalez calls a timeout with 5 minutes, 48 seconds to go here in the third quarter. You remember back to your first year coaching?
It went. I would tell you that the first game that I ever coached, it was over in probably about 30 seconds.
Really?
It went so fast. There's just a lot on your plate as a coach, and I'm sure with these guys, it's not their first time on the sidelines, but when as a head coach, there's a lot more that you're responsible for, and so the game fortunately slows down after a couple of years.
Takes you a little while to adjust there, huh?
Yeah.
What do you miss most about coaching?
Oh, it's the kids, the relationships you develop with the kids over the years, and that's just the greatest honor in the world to see these young men develop into grown men, and a lot of them have families of their own now. And,
you ever get the urge to just yell at one of them or two of them when you see them around? Perez in the shotgun.
Yeah, right.
fakes the pass over to the left side, and he just gets
and
pummeled as his
it
teammates try to push him for an extra yard or two.
Brought down there by Xavier Berrigan again. Boy, he's done a lot of work on the inside from that linebacker position tonight. He's all over the field. He's probably been in on at least 9 or 10 tackles so far tonight.
Yeah, very athletic and just has a nose for the ball out there. You could tell with Barragan as the Eagles will take a 4th down. I don't see a kick team coming out. They're right at midfield. So Coach Gonzalez is looking to go for it here.
Yeah. Well, this could be a little early, but it's a big play for Alvarez. A little confusion there.
We'll go in a little bit of motion. Perez takes a snap of the shotgun. He's looking for a receiver, and they're looking to launch.
Got one. He's got a receiver downfield, and no flag that I see. So
I just tried to do the old backyard.
He had Gabe Corona down there on the sideline. He threw a nice ball.
Yeah. Corona had a shot. There wasn't too much tight defense on that. Just couldn't get into the right position, though.
I'll tell you what, that the North Salinas secondary they've got some speed.
Yeah, absolutely. As you see here on the replay, and couldn't quite tell who that defender was on there, but he stood with him stride for stride. So that'll be a turnover on downs with the ball at the just inside the 49-yard line. The Vikings take over inside Alvarez territory. Sotelo in the shotgun. And again, they're trying to pull off that little wide receiver screen. So that's the second or third time they've went to that, and just no success so far with that.
Yeah,
play.
A little bubble pass, and for a spread team, they you see a lot of that. That really is their run game.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're trying to do is just get the ball to their athletes in space. They throw into the short side of the field, though. They just didn't have a lot of room on that one.
Now they got the full spread out again, and that's going to be a handoff to Morales, and just cuts his way right through the middle.
Quickly. Still fighting and on his feet.
And that's a gain of close to 15 yards. That ball get marked down right at the 35. And, man, when you see Morales shoot through the hole like that, man, if you're on the defensive side, you got to be worried.
And that was Jose Lamelli on the defensive side of the ball on that tackle.
Yeah. So those two have met a couple of times today. Yes. Another handoff to Morales, just straight up
the middle.
Yeah, and he was running pretty straight, pretty high on that one, man. That was a big gain of about 9 yards. That ball get marked just short of the 25-yard line, down at the 27.
Huddling up, but still playing at a fairly high tempo right now.
Right.
North Salinas.
And that's going to be a handoff. That's going to Jose Sasueta. Joe Sasueta, rather. And looked like he saw the gap close in on here, made a quick cut to the left and found some room.
A.J. Fuentes on the tackle there.
And that's going to be an 8-yard gain for what I believe is Sasueta's first carry of the game. That'll get the ball down to about the 27-yard line. So, when North Salinas, when they get it going here, they display a pretty quick pace. But I didn't see the flag. So it looks like it's coming back.
No.
These refs really like not letting us know what's going on, huh? That'll be down at the 34-yard line. Second and about 8. And that was a really tight package.
Boy, Sotelo
couldn't find anything open. So
pretty good coverage on that.
Yeah.
He had,
and they had a really tight package. Everyone pretty bunched up together there.
And Braden Lopez had nice one-on-one coverage on the near side of the field there.
So that goes for a decent gain of about 3 there. So it wasn't a total loss. Sotelo, though, in the shotgun for 3rd and about 7. Gets a low snap back in the pocket. Has a receiver, but just a little far out of the reach of the receiver there. And that looked like it was Manuel Camberos.
Yeah, and looked like that was Terrence Lemaire on that coverage.
Yeah.
Number 31.
Yeah, so he was going, he was right on his hip on that one.
You know, and that's kind of play. You know, a lot of teams will have a discipline of calling out when the ball's in the air, and they'll just say, you know, ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that allows your corner to get his head around because he can't see the ball.
Right. And Satella, looks like North Salinas is going to go for it on 4th down. And another miscommunication.
Yeah.
Satella trying to make something happen, but
not
nothing
there,
going
not
there.
And that ball's going to be down.
That was Johnny Rodriguez with the stop there. And that'll put North Salinas turnover on downs. Alvarez will get the ball, mark it down somewhere close to the 35-yard line there. And we have an injured Eagle. Eagle down on the field. Can't quite tell who that is.
Can't see the number there.
But so far, just nothing going for either side.
No.
As we're stuck 14-6 with 2 minutes, 23 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Friday Night Lights. Marcos Cabrera with Bruce Deeney here at Everett Alvarez High School. North Salinas Vikings holding on to a lead here, and as we got a player injured here, Bruce. You know, when these quarters drag on, and you know everyone's starting to kind of breathe heavy, and nothing's going here. You know, what are some of the things you remember telling your players? You know, when you get into these dog fights here.
Well, you know, it really comes down to execution, and we're seeing mistakes on both sides. You know, a little miscommunication in the backfield that cost them maybe a drive, a couple of penalties, chippy penalties, with a little early in the game for you wouldn't expect that at this point. So, you know, again, it's really about cleaning it up and playing your strength.
And we're finally getting a look at the injured Eagle. Looks like that was Joanne Gomez, who will be coming off the field. A little slow holding his side.
Yeah.
But he's able to walk off on his own strength, so that's a good sign. Ball will be marked down close to the 35. 2 minutes, 23 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Alvarez takes over the ball as we got Perez under center. And that's a little handoff to Wallace. Wallace goes around the right side and takes the ball down to about the 40-yard line.
Again, Berrigan on that tackle, Xavier Berrigan.
Yeah, and Berrigan just
keeping really busy at that inside linebacker slot.
Yeah, he's collecting some nice. He'll have some nice stick marks on his helmet. Another handoff to Wallace. Not much going on that one, though. He'll collect maybe a yard on that to give the Eagles third down and about 5. With 1 minute, we are approaching the end of the quarter here. 1 minute and 45 seconds to go here. And this game, at least this third quarter here, it's just been a grinder, man.
Yeah, it's, you know, Alvarez really needs to put together a sustained drive. That a nice fourth down conversion, third down conversion to begin the second half.
And Lamelli gets the ball over to the left-hand side, but gets a good clean 3 yards, but just short. It's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down goal marker.
Brought down by Jimmy Manzo. Looks like nose tackle for the...
and this is really interesting now because Gonzalez is going for it, and he is, they're in their own territory here. So he's trying to make a statement here.
Yeah.
And they package up pretty tight here. So that's going to Lamelli, straight up to Lamelli, and he gets out.
And then some.
He's going. He's still going. He gets the ball down over near the 30-yard line.
Boy, he showed some quickness on that, didn't he?
Yeah, not only that, but just the confidence that coach showed in the offense there, man. You really got to respect. I mean, that's a lot of respect that that coach is showing his team, but also that's kind of showing a little disrespect to the Vikings there.
Well, it's a confidence builder, for a run-first team. They've got to be able to get those first downs and be able to get them with confidence, especially going into the league.
And the Eagles rather waste no time calling up their next play, but it falls well short. Little handoff over to Marquez.
Brought down by Zazuda.
And the Vikings regrouping right now. And that'll be second down and long with 26 seconds to go here in the third quarter. North Salinas holding on to a close lead, but that'll be a holding penalty against the Eagles, and that'll bring them back just inside their own territory, about the 49-yard line for the Eagles. So, what can you say? we keep talking about these penalties, man.
They will kill you. That's that's just a big deflator, a penalty like that.
Absolutely.
After such a great run by Lamelli.
Perez under center. Takes a snap. Play action. Got a receiver. They're fighting for it. Oh!
That's going to be
and there's no flag.
Yeah, there is a flag.
Is there a flag?
Yeah. I'm not sure who it's going to be on, though.
Yeah. I don't know if we can get a replay from the truck there, but that was really excellent coverage down the field there, and both athletes fighting for position.
That's going to go against. It's going to be
against Alvarez.
Offensive.
Oh wow!
Interference. They flew it through that flag, and it looked like a fair fight down there.
Absolutely.
For the ball.
Yeah. So I'm kind of surprised that they went that route.
But he might have pushed off. I think I don't know if we'll be able to see that again.
Yeah.
But
the truck has indicated that we can't get a replay on that one. But nonetheless, that was Alvarez taking a shot there, and Coach Gonzalez, he's not afraid to punch up some really confident plays here, and that's an interesting development here in the third quarter. And we got about 1 second left to go. Alvarez will get one more playoff with first down and about 28-30 to go. And I don't know what the North Salinas
North Salinas coach
side
escorted back to the sideline after that.
There's that get back coach you were talking about.
Yeah, right.
But and I misspoke. I said first down at 28. It's looking about first down about 40 now.
I can't count that. I'm not a math guy, Marcos. But maybe you can count that high.
So that's that's about 33 yards. First down about 33. And it's over to Big Lamelli, and he picks up big chunks of yards there. And he gets about.
So now it's 10 or second and 26.
Second and 26, something like that. So that'll be the end of the quarter.
Call it 27.
And the Everett Alvarez Eagles trying kind of in vain here to make something happen. Scoreless here. No scoring in the third quarter. And the score remains 14-6 here as we head into the fourth quarter. Friday Night Lights. We are here live for MCAETtv. You can watch us, of course, MCAET.org/watch live, YouTube.com/MCAETtv. We're live on Comcast. We're live on Charter. And we want to send a special shout out to all of our affiliates and all of our supporters, our sponsors out there who are watching us tonight. And you shouted out your wife earlier, so let me go ahead and shout out my wife. Ginger, I know you're at home. Thank you for watching. Love you, babe. And to my girls, Zoe and Edith, and to my son, Hunter. What are you guys doing up so late? You guys should be in bed right now.
Go to bed.
Get to bed. Get to bed. Get to bed.
Yeah, it says get to bed. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
5 minutes piece.
Yeah.
About 5 minutes piece.
5 minutes.
I remember those days.
As Alvarez will take over the ball, marked down just about their own 45. So that's a second and if I do the math, 15, 17, about 27. You're right. 2nd and 27. So you were
Every
right
once in a
there.
while I can get one right here.
That's another
Lamelli.
half to Lamelli. But no,
Trying to get a second
got
effort
a bunch of
getting
white jerseys
stuffed there
there.
by Jimmy Manzo amongst a couple others. Brian Sandoval in on that stop too. He came up pretty quickly on that. You know, I can't help but think about Everett Alvarez Jr., the man, who the namesake of the school, especially with the passing of John McCain in this last couple weeks, and just the honor and commitment that man showed during his service in the military and his time 8 years and 7 months in a prisoner of war camp, and what an honorable life he's gone on to live, and to have a wonderful school as named after you. It's what an honor and what a great man.
Yeah, and
true hero.
We're fortunate that we still get to honor him. You know, we're fortunate that we get to still have him here for us.
80 years old. 80 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a handoff up the middle, but nothing going. So that'll be 4th down at about 23 yards. Ball marked down at the 49-yard line. And
I think they're going for it.
They're going for it. That's why I chuckled a little there, because Coach Gonzalez is giving no whats today. And Perez will snap back into the shotgun.
Oh, a little pooch punt. Took him by that. No one back for that, and they're getting great bounce.
Well,
down there by number 62. That's Adrian Alvarez on that. Made it down there to stop that ball.
And that ball get marked down somewhere near the 5 at the 6-yard line with 10 minutes and 16 seconds to go here. Alvarez, or rather the ball in North Salinas territory. The Vikings will take over. 10 minutes, 16 seconds to go. Friday Night Lights here. We're live at Everett Alvarez High School. Marcos Cabrera, Bruce Dini in the building. And that's going to be a handoff over to, I believe that was to Morales. Should be a gain of about 2 yards. So that'll bring us 2nd and 8.
I've got a player down there.
Can't see who it is right off the bat right now. But we have a down eagle.
And maybe a cramp.
Yeah, when you're getting late into these games, conditioning starts to...
It does become a factor.
You got the cold air out here. What was the conditioning drill that your players couldn't stand that you implemented?
Oh, I don't know a player that loves wind sprints. And I don't really know a player that loves up downs.
Up downs.
But having your wind is really important in football, because it's really anaerobic. I mean, you're in an average football game like tonight. I mean, it's you got 4 quarters of football, but the actual time in between set hut and when they blow the whistle is average about 8 to 10 minutes, depending on the game.
Right.
So you're talking about plays that last between 8 and 12 seconds. Mm-hmm. So for those 8 to 12 seconds, it's an all-out battle, and you're going hard and all out. So, but you're doing that 150 times a game.
Right.
So you have to. It's not about being able to do a 2-mile run necessarily. Mm-hmm. It's about these quick bursts of energy, quick bursts of speed that you need, and you have to sustain that, these quick bursts multiple times over the course of a game.
Right.
So, I sure hope our players okay out there, but we can see cramping and things like that, especially early in the season as players are. It's cool tonight, but it's hot during the day. And
yeah. And it looks like all the Alvarez side is taking a knee.
Mm-hmm.
And salute to their fallen teammate.
That's a interesting thing about taking a knee, and some teams do, some teams don't. A lot of it, I think it starts in youth sports. It's think it's a sign of respect in many cases, but you know, some teams just don't as a matter of principle, but it doesn't. It's not necessarily something that's disrespectful. They stayed away, and he got a nice round of applause from the North Salinas players as he's coming off the field, and that's AJ Fuentes coming off the field on his own power, and that's great to see.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
absolutely
great to see.
Seaside has fallen to Bishop O'Dowd, and one of the recent updates here from John Devine at John J. Devine. So that's a 49-6 loss for Seaside against Bishop O'Dowd as North Salinas regains possession of the ball here.
Bishop O'Dowd, traditionally a powerhouse up in the Bay Area.
Absolutely.
Big Catholic school up there.
Yeah, they've produced several quality players out of that program there. And then looks like Peyton Flores over at Gonzales just scored his second rushing touchdown of the game. So Gonzales leading solid at 28-0 as Sotelo steps back into the pocket, but now looking for some room.
Gets
thinks
up and
that he has a receiver there, and he has Angel Sandoval there.
Almost to midfield. Now, I don't see a flag.
I don't either. So Sotelo with great awareness as far as the line of scrimmage there.
Absolutely. It's a
and then
heads-up play, but the officials are talking about, oh, there is a flag.
There is a flag.
I do see a flag. So he got close. I don't know if we can
Yeah, I don't know if the truck can punch up a replay on that one, but Sotelo really showing off his athleticism and his awareness more than anything on that play. Finding Sandoval there.
And there's a heads-up play by Sandoval. You know, he made himself big.
Yeah.
You know, got his hand up. So that he was across. It looks like he was across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and it was pretty close there. But yeah, if you look back at the replay, we just saw. Nonetheless, really nice play, and you know, got to make those count though, and especially in a game like this. So that'll bring the ball back, and that's gonna lead to a loss of a down. Bring the ball back 5 yards. That'll get marked down inside the 10-yard line. That'll be 4th and 10, so the Vikings will be forced to punt.
It looks like we got Braden Lopez back.
Haven't seen much action for punt returns on either side here, and Lopez He's gonna try.
He touched it. And it looks like it's coming back to. And it looks like we've got a flag on the sideline here.
Flag on the sideline here. And I was just about to comment how Lopez is gonna play it smart and let the ball bounce, but thought he saw. I don't know what he thought he saw. Just to be honest with you, the defender was right on the ball. And just made an unwise decision there.
You know, most teams will have a poison call or a fire call, and I didn't hear much on that.
As we see the replay here, and the ball bounces a good 3 or 4 times here.
So I don't know if it touched Sandoval.
And so,
but right here it becomes a live ball.
Yep.
And so it looks like that was
Sandoval. Ryan Sandoval with the recovery there. He was right on top of the ball there. So Lopez there just kind of a head scratcher of a decision there when the ball was clearly about to settle down. He thought he saw a crease or something that thought he was quick enough to pull that off.
So now, is this a sideline infraction?
There was a penalty called, and it looked like it was a personal foul penalty called against the Eagles.
Right on the sideline here in front of us. So I didn't get that call. Was that
I didn't see the. But that was on top of the poor decision. That was a big penalty that gives the ball to the Vikings.
Wish I had some information on what that penalty
Alvarez,
was, but
yeah. And
we know that's Morales.
Yeah, we know that's a familiar sight here. Morales up the middle for about 7 yards.
I think, yeah, just about every Everett Alvarez player in on that tackle.
That ball getting marked just short of the 40-yard line here. 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the game. North Salinas recovering a fumble on a punt return, and now they are in business here near the 30-yard line, near the 40-yard line rather. Sotelo takes a step back, and there was a grab. There was a grab on that receiver, and the Alvarez defender got away with that. But
broken up by, was that looks like Lopez over there, Braden Lopez?
Yeah, that was either Lopez or Martinez. I couldn't quite tell, but nonetheless, he had a handful of jersey on there. He got away with that one. 3rd down and about 5 with the ball marked down near the 40-yard line. 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the game. Sotelo in the shotgun. Hands it off to Morales. Morales
looks
stops.
Like he got that.
Turns to the left, and I think he got close enough. He might have been maybe 6 inches short on that. And are they calling for a measure?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
So they're waiting to move the flag anyway. So yeah, it looks like they're going to bring these. So
we'll get the chain gang to come over and see if they got a nose on it. And our camera crew with a nice angle right there, and then our camera crew showing us that North Salinas is short by about a foot, maybe a foot and a half on that one. So good job, camera crew, for giving us that angle. That'll be a 4th down and short for the Vikings.
About a foot or so?
Yeah, just about. So great camera work. Great job to camera crew. Everyone on camera today is a student at Millennium Charter High School. So we want to give a special shout out to Millennium Charter and to all of our students, all of our wonderful students and staff. And
doing great work
there
here tonight.
Yeah, thanks guys. Good job. And good job to all the guys in the truck as well. We'll shout them out in a bit. And North Salinas is going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
That was a quick handoff. And it looks like did they get that? I think they got that. That was being marked down
straight
at
up
the
the
35.
middle.
Straight up the middle. We've been calling straight up the middle quite a bit since the opening kickoff here. That ball will be marked near the 35-yard line, and North Salinas back in their quick offense. Sotelo in the shotgun, and he gives a handoff. Number four just getting all the run here this game. Morales earning his keep. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the game. North Salinas holding on to a 14-6 lead. And there's just another handoff to Morales, and he finds a seam
nice
to the
little
left side.
Fold block with 57. Giovanni Acevedo opening up a hole for Morales on that play.
And that ball get marked down close to inside the 30, close to about the 27-yard line. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the game. Sotelo in the shotgun. And another handoff to Morales, and he cuts it.
Try to get outside, try to make that block.
We have a Viking down.
Oh, and that's Acevedo down. Looks like somebody might have fallen on that right knee. Fortunately,
Acevedo,
he's getting up. Yeah.
He's a tough
boy.
kid.
He's been doing a lot of work in that interior line.
Yes.
On defense and offense. He's their primary pulling guard on offense, and he's been in the defensive tackle all night. So
yeah,
that guy's been going both ways all night.
He's a Viking. He's a real life
Played
hiker.
hard tonight.
That'll be 4th down, about 2 to go, and Coach Ciraldi decides to go for it, 4th down. And Morales flanked to Tello's right, and that's that inside pass. Almost picked.
Almost picked.
And we haven't really seen those inside passes that much this second half, but he went to the well one too many times with that one.
North Salinas has a pretty innovative program for all their incoming freshmen, I noticed. And that's every freshman visits a college.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's to get their kids college ready. Of course, not college isn't for everybody, but at least every freshman steps foot on at least one UC campus during the course of their freshman year. Nothing like that kind of exposure to get kids to kind of focus on what's next after high school, too. So.
Never too early for some perspective.
No. So good things happening at North Salinas.
And this is a handoff over to Wallace as he's trying to make his way to.
Can't quite make that turn, and great job there by number 4. That's Matt Morales coming over to cover. He's done good work tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Morales using those jet boosters to catch up to Wallace there, and pretty interesting. We've been calling quite a bit of running back on running back violence.
Yeah, there's been a lot, yeah.
So you got really great athletes playing both ways here for both teams. And that was a handoff over to Lopez. Not much going on that one. Ball will get marked down about the 31-yard line with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go. So
well, I'll tell you, Marcus, we've seen bright spots, some glimmers of hope here for Alvarez. Just they haven't been able to, as of yet, sustain any kind of drive without sort of shooting themselves in the foot.
Right.
And here's
one of those bright spots right there, fighting his way. And he just, speaking of violence, he's showing off some of his violent running skills. Lamelli pounding his way for about a good solid 4 or 5 yard gain.
Jose Lamelli playing both ways tonight too.
Right, yeah. And he is just a big boy. And Coach Gonzalez going for it on 4th down deep in their own territory. Why not at this point, right?
Do what you do, right?
Do what you do.
And
that's a handoff over to Marquez. I don't know if he stretched
fighting
his body
for that
out.
last inch, but
he stretched it out. I don't know if he got it though. The line
conference
judge
on the spot right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say the line judge came in and if where he's standing is the correct spot, they may have gotten it. We'll wait and see. Up. And then we have an offsides there that just kind of kills the whole play. So I couldn't tell, but it looked like they were going to give him a really good spot on that. But all of it
well, they got one more shot again here. I don't know if they'll punt the ball with 4th and 8.
Yeah, we got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the game, and I was just about to comment before that play if Alvarez wants to get something done now, maybe one of their last shots here.
We saw Ben Perez out of a sort of a deep shotgun do the little pooch punt last time.
Right. So that could be another option on the board here. Alvarez bringing in the call from the sideline.
Work on the time here.
Yeah.
I might have to call a timeout.
And there's the penalty. There's the delay game penalty. And, in high school there's no clock, but they are keeping count.
Yeah, we can see when that back judge starts to count.
And so that'll bring the ball back even further, another 5 yards. That'll get marked down at the 25-yard line now. So
I believe they had a timeout in their pocket on that one too.
Yeah, Alvarez, just the year of living dangerously right now, as they will go.
He's back
looks
pretty
like he's
far.
back pretty far, so he may be punting here.
Well, it doesn't get off a good one.
Yeah.
Now you hear them calling fire, and they're getting away from that ball.
Yeah, so that ball get marked down at about the 47-yard line. North Salinas will take over. And in the second half here, neither side has really been able to get any clear edge. So Alvarez fighting. You know, they're out here fighting. They're playing hard for their coach. They're playing hard for their school. So, like you said, some bright spots for the Eagles.
You know, they can do it.
Right.
The question is, can they sustain it? And when they get into league play, they'll be playing against some very good defenses.
That was Joseph Sueta on the run there, carried it right up the middle. He may have, he got about 7 yards on that. So that'll get marked down near the 40-yard line as we approach the 3-minute mark here. 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the game. North Salinas trying to hold on here for a 14-6 with a 14-6 lead. Sotelo in the shotgun. And that's another handoff to Sasueta.
Tries to get it outside. I didn't get enough there for a first down.
Judging by where the line judge is at, the spot may be just short. So looking about a half yard, maybe a yard. We're a yard short there. But
and you're not letting up at this point in the game. I mean, there's 2 minutes left, but you're only up by 8 points, and so you're trying to get the first down, and you're trying to get the ball in the end zone. You're not.
Sotelo in the shotgun again.
But it's about ball control, and you want to, the last thing you want to do is turn over the ball at this point in the game. So that's a big first down.
That is a big first down for the Vikings.
So you just want to control the ball, and at this point,
and
try to keep that clock running if you can. And
I don't think I don't know if Alvarez has any more timeouts. Maybe I think you said maybe they have one more left. But at this point, with closing in on 2 minutes, we may be at the end of the game here.
Well, definitely have to run off a couple of plays here at this point. But
Sotelo still in that shotgun.
But he's going to wait till that back judge starts counting every time, trying to use as much clock. And
with Sasueta, they're going up the middle.
And that's a great gain. And
that may be that may be the final nail there.
Once they get this clock going, they can.
Alvarez looks like we got a whistle in the field, and there will be a timeout by Alvarez with the ball near the 16-yard line. 1 minute 50 seconds to go. North Salinas holding on to that 14-6 lead. Alvarez just trying to hold on at this point.
Coach pretty emphatic out there at this point.
Yeah, and you're in front of the home crowd, which is starting to thin out a little bit now, but the band's still playing.
And credit to the smaller squad over in North Salinas, and both teams have been working hard. I'm impressed with their fitness, their speed, and their versatility. Yeah. Coach not afraid to show his versatility tonight, showing the run game, that sort of inside zone run game, and as well as spreading it out a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to recognize Sotelo's work. The numbers may not bear it out, but he's managed this game really well. And that one.
I'm not saying anything about Sotelo again. I think I just jinxed him. But we've got another great carry there.
That's the Sueta again over the left-hand side.
Yeah.
That'll be a carry about 4 yards. Alvarez calls one more timeout with 1 minute, 43 seconds to go. I think the thing I liked about Sotelo, that one pass, even though it was called back, because he crossed the line of scrimmage, but that one pass to Sandoval, really indicative of the kind of athlete and the kind of smarts that he has,
Because he's not a big player.
No, he's
not a big player. But good field vision, and he moves really well. He's quick, good feet.
Yeah, and then also the touchdown that he threw over there in the corner, throwing across his body. That was really exceptional there. So just a great athlete and a really good showing for him tonight. And of course Morales, the numbers, I think the numbers will bear out. He was pretty dominant here in stretches. One minute, 43 seconds left to go here in the game. Sotelo back in the shotgun formation, waiting for the snap. Another handoff to Sisweta, who gets met in the backfield for no gain. This will bring up third down and about 8 to go left for the Vikings. Ball marked down at about the 18-yard line. And the clock will
lost
tick
a little
down.
bit on that play, but
lost a yard, but even if all they get out of this is a field goal, it's going to put everything out of reach here. The clock ticks down. We are down to the final minute of play as North Salinas lines up.
And it might have taken a little too long. That came from the back, Judge. So
yeah, that'll be a delay of game penalty against the Vikings.
It looks like they were trying to get that play off.
Yeah, I don't think that was intentional.
So both teams with a little bit to clean up for next week. I know that looks like next week North Salinas has got Monterey. We talked about Monterey earlier, and so I haven't seen a score for the Monterey game tonight, but they're two programs on the upswing right now.
Right.
Nice little scamper there to like Brandon Guzman on that carry. Or no, that was Zazueta again.
And so looking forward to the Vikings' next opponent, Monterey, and they have a huge lead. Last reported by John Devine on Twitter, they had a huge lead over Sobrado.
Okay.
So, North Salinas coming off this two-game win streak. Monterey playing pretty dominantly. It'll be an interesting matchup.
That should be a good game. I mean, I know Monterey's got some numbers this year and a lot of momentum. And then next week, Alvarez does not have an easy game against Gilroy.
Absolutely not. And so they're going to have to, Coach Gonzalez is going to have to sit down with his guys as they start up league and do a little bit of soul searching.
Really, and they've got quite a bit to clean up. I mean, there's some bright spots in this game for sure, but really they've got so much potential with their offensive line, and it's just not hitting on all cylinders from an execution standpoint, from a discipline standpoint. But they'll have to clean that up. They've got a tough season ahead of them, and they'll hopefully find a few more weapons.
And that pass is
just
thrown over
swung
to the right
outside,
to,
and that
Lopez
may just be about it.
As the clock ticks down, and your final: North Salinas 14, Alvarez 6. As we have some whistles on the field, but nonetheless, that's going to be the final score as the ref waves off the flag. North Salinas with a 14-6 victory over the Alvarez Eagles. Friday Night Lights with MCAETtv. Marcos Cabrera
and Bruce Dini. Marcos, it's been fun tonight.
Yeah, this has been great, man, and we're going to be doing this. We got buckle up, buddy. We got 8 more of these to go starting next week. Alisal High School versus Seaside High School. We will be live and direct from Alisal High School, so we'll be just going up the road here.
Perfect.
And that's my. In case you didn't know this, that's my school.
Is that right?
Yeah. So you're gonna see me. I'm gonna walk around like a big man on campus.
You're gonna have the sweatshirt on and
yeah,
all the swag.
Yeah, I'm gonna show up and they're gonna be cheering my name when I get out there.
Well, it's this is one of my favorite things when you see the guys lining up after the game, and these are student athletes that work hard all week long. Nobody knows the amount of hours that these guys put in all summer long,
right?
And the amount of hours they put in during the season and trying to get their work done with the the physical and the mental and emotional toll that it takes on these guys throughout the season. It's a lot of fun, and they wouldn't trade it, but
Absolutely.
It's a lot of work. So much respect to both new coaches, Gonzalez at Alvarez and Serralde at North Salinas.
Right.
They've got great seasons to look forward to, and I know that great things in store for both programs as they really rebuild and generate a lot of enthusiasm in their respective programs.
Absolutely. And we want to give a shout out to our crew and our team here. Everyone working on the cameras, all of our students from Millennium Charter High School working the cameras. Tom and the gang that's working in the truck. We want to thank everyone for all of their hard work and their effort. We will see you next week live and direct Friday Night Lights from MCAETtv at Alisal High School. Until then, this is Marcos Cabrera with Bruce Newton signing off. Have a great weekend, everyone.